The Incredible Hulk is one of my all-time favourite superheroes, but by most he's seen as just a side character, a brute who might say something relatively funny every now and then.
Look like raging fire.
But to me, the Hulk is one of the most interesting superheroes out there. Two of my favourite incarnations of the Hulk is Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's Hulk Grey, and Earth's Mightiest Heroes. These two versions are very similar and could, quite easily, be seen as the same version just at different points in time. Both versions interpret the relationship between Hulk and Banner really interestingly. The Hulk is portrayed as not being just a rage monster, but his own unique person with his own thoughts. He's Bruce's emotions, not just anger, but sadness and his desires. Hulk is a simple creature with obviously limited vocabulary. He's pure emotions, not checked by logic or consequence. He's Bruce's selfishness, always attempting to acquire what he wants without even thinking of the people he might hurt. He isn't inherently evil, he never intends to harm anyone. He's the id in Freud's psychoanalytic theory, the primitive, emotional, selfish part of Bruce's brain. Banner, however, is the superego, the moralistic, intelligent, conscientious part of Bruce. Banner was the one who saved Rick from the Gamma Bomb, and in EMU petitions the Hulk to help against the supervillains. The relationship between these two countering sides is, of course, very unstable. Banner hates the Hulk for all the people he's hurt. He hates his selfishness and how he doesn't think about others. He believes the Hulk doesn't deserve any forgiveness or allowance. The Hulk, on the other hand, doesn't see himself as a monster. In fact, he violently hates the idea, believing that he never intends to hurt people. He's not intentionally evil. He even goes as far as saying that Betty needs the Hulk. He believes that he deserves to be loved. Hulk wants to be left alone, but he also wants Betty, so he seeks those things. It's repeated throughout the comic that Hulk hates Banner, and the reason is somewhat unclear, as Banner is narrating and not Hulk. In EMU, Hulk and Banner are two constant voices in each other's heads, constantly bargaining and arguing. This offers us an explanation. Hulk hates Banner because he is the voice of self-hatred, constantly attacking and reprimanding Hulk for his actions. Interestingly, Banner describes turning into the Hulk like getting drunk. He says, "Have you ever gotten roaring drunk, Leonard? Wrecked the car, cheated on your wife, woken up next to some woman whose name you can't remember? Everybody makes mistakes, Bruce. The hard part is coming to terms with what you've done. You make restitution. You help those you've hurt. Hate to burst your 12-step bubble, Leonard." Banner understands that he's not in control when he's the Hulk, but he still rejects the idea of restitution. Banner hates the Hulk, but when it comes to guilt, he sees himself equally to blame. Banner is Bruce's self-hatred, whereas Hulk is Bruce's self-concern. What's interesting is that Banner hated himself before the Hulk even physically manifested. Banner says Hulk is the punishment for building the Gamma Bomb, and Bruce's therapist suggests that he tried to save Rick because he wanted to die. He believed his life was worthless, saying that nobody deserves to die, but not extending that same grace to himself. He can never see himself as the hero. Banner is so concerned with how other people see him that when asked to identify his first thoughts when shown a series of photos, he identified how he thought those people saw him instead. He is so foreign to his own emotions and his own self-care that he doesn't even think about what he feels. He goes as far as not even being able to recognize Betty's love for him. Bruce's therapist recognizes that Betty was experiencing the 5 stages of grief, but Bruce responds with, What would Betty be grieving about? I mean, at that time, Leonard. At that time, Betty thought Bruce was dead. She was grieving him, but Banner is so oblivious of himself that he doesn't even realize. Banner struggles with the question of who is the villain, General Ross or the Hulk. Sometimes he understands that Ross is inflammatory, but ultimately he always sees himself negatively. The Hulk, however, clearly believes that Ross is the true villain, stating, "Hulk not monster, Hulk not hurt Betty, Ross always hurt Betty." Banner can't see himself as anything but a villain, but the Hulk sees himself more clearly. In main 616 continuity, young Bruce Banner has suppressed dissociative identity disorder, manifesting in an imaginary friend he called Hulk. This was caused by the abuse of his father, which places the idea of Hulk in a whole new light. Instead of a detriment or punishment, as Banner believes, Hulk is a coping mechanism, something put in place to protect him. Hulk maintains Bruce's needs and wants, giving him priority. Bruce needs Banner to stay moral, to do the right thing even when it hurts, to be a hero. But Bruce needs Hulk to stay alive, to maintain his own needs. At the end of Hulk Grey, Banner still isn't at peace with the Hulk. He doesn't see the need for him. He still sees him as a punishment. The story-long therapy session only reveals to Banner what he already believed about himself, that he's a monster. He thinks that Betty only loved him because she saw something familiar. She saw the monster she knew in her father. In Earth's Mightiest Heroes, on the other hand, Banner and Hulk reach a sort of armistice. Banner understands that he needs Hulk to survive, and Hulk understands that he needs Banner to stay good. So they relinquish control to each other. Bruce Banner is a fascinating character, the Hulk and Banner acting as an allegory for the conflict between the id and the superego, the self-hatred and the selfishness. And in the end, he, like the rest of us, must realize that we need both sides in equal measure. If you guys want to know more about Earth's Mightiest Heroes' incarnation of the Hulk, check out Pillar of Garbage's analysis of the Hulk. He's done loads of really interesting videos, so definitely check that out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Well, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.